Dash, the 22nd main level in GD. Why do people hate it? And why are so many people dogging on the level? Dash, and 2.2 as a whole has been in the works for nearly 7 entire years, but still, some people are still frustrated with the update. How could something with so much thought and care be shamed upon by an entire community and its creators? Is it because they have a skill issue? Nah, I'm just kidding. Alright, so getting into Dash, you're greeted with a red jump orb which goes directly into a jump from the first pillar. Not too bad for a start, but then you're greeted with 2 fairly easy blue orbs which you buffer obviously, which turns into a fast-paced but easy, once practiced, spider part. Not too bad right now, but something that would appear just after 3 orbs tore the entire community in half. Yet it only has 2 clicks. Many would say that it is terrible, unsight readable, and the worst part of the entire level. Sounds hard to believe, but so many people are memeing on it, as shown here. But how could 2 fairly straightforward clicks make people so frustrated? Enter GD Cologne. GD Cologne is a fairly large YouTuber with almost 600,000 subs. He's getting really close. If only I could get there someday. Wait, this is a good time to say like and subscribe! Nah, I'm just kidding. Also, quick note, GD Cologne is known for having strong opinions. These opinions are so strong, in fact, that he made a 40-minute long documentary on Dash. Hey, at least this isn't 40 minutes, am I right? But back on topic. GD Cologne likes making and spreading his opinions. And making strong opinions is fine, but when they spread like wildfire in a community, causing memes to spread so fast, that's where the line should be drawn. Anyways, I'll go more into that in a second. Like I said before, in my totally professional opinion, the Dash spider is fairly straightforward. It's only 2 clicks, which aren't even that difficult. Like, I started playing GD a week before 2.2 dropped, but when 2.2 did drop, the Dash spider part wasn't even the part that made me mad. The reason why this is so infuriating is because many YouTubers who used to play this game came back, and when old players come back and they see stuff that they don't understand, they will have strong opinions. So to bring this segment to a close, the main reason and why the Dash spider is so widely hated is because many players weren't used to it and like all the 2.2 stuff. And since I was new, I wasn't as accustomed to the 2 directions the game flowed at, aka left or right. Now, the part directly after the Dash spider are these stupid micro clicks. I say stupid because at the time, I was used to being able to hold for longer periods of time when clicking. Because, well, do you see Time Machine or Blast processing with any micro clicks? No, you don't. This part really infuriates me just because of that. And I'm not gonna say you should be mad at it too, but if you are very new to the game and you don't know how to release your stupid greasy fingers fast enough, wouldn't you be mad too? Anyways, on to the next part. I don't want to go on another rant. Directly after the dumb micro clicks, you go into this very confusing part where you have to jump up to not die. Like what? Like in the older levels, when you jumped up you die, but here you jump up to stick to the ceiling. That is pretty confusing too, but it isn't too hard at all, honestly. But then the good stuff happens when you slow down the game to go into the transition, which is again never seen before. Also, I know 7 years of work means a lot of new content, but I don't really care. Now, I don't have a problem with this swingcopter corridor. It played nice and it flows really well in my opinion. But before I get on to the next section of Dash, I need to ask you something. What is your favorite part of Dash? Let me know in the comments. Also, I read and reply to legit every comment, so I will not miss your comment. Unless this video gets like 1 billion views, which I hope it does. So you just leave the swingcopter part and now you're entering what seems to be a cube part. But there's something off. There's a wall directly in front of you. What do you do when there's a wall in your face? You either try to jump to avoid it, or you sit there and stare at your screen like, what the hell? And then you either pass the first jump and die to the pit right after, or you just fall into the lava pit. It honestly is pretty confusing at first, but once you learn it, it's pretty fun. And directly after this, you go into an upside down robot part with some fairly easy clicks, which after you hit a blue orb, you're shot directly into a ball corridor with some confusing click patterns. Like when you are at the last platform where you aren't supposed to click, you have the urge to click. Or you're a normal human being and you don't have the urge to click, which is pretty unlikely since you play GD. Nah, I'm just kidding. And it just messes with new players' brains. Not to mention the rotating stream the whole time, but the rotating stream doesn't really make it worse at all. It's just pretty weird. Right after you leave the ball corridor, you get flung into a swing copter section with a pretty annoying coin. And right after the swing is a pretty easy spider corridor, which you should have no problem with. And the rest is straightforward until the mini cube spirally part. In this mini cube part, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pretty annoying mini cube jumps. Although it isn't too exciting, it leads up to the second drop of the level, which I'd say isn't too bad. Alright, so you're leaving the mini cube, in which you get thrown into a pretty tight ship section where you basically have to swing your ship up and down so you don't die. But then there's this huge quarter where if you release too late, you die to the annoying spikes before the robot portal. Alright, now to the robot part right after the ship. Although consisting of 9 entire clicks, this part I struggled with the most and had to learn the most. Probably because it's confusing and you get thrown by a fan into 2 yellow orb clicks, which I dislike. But to conclude this part, it's alright. Alright, so I call this final 20% the final climb. It isn't too difficult at all, but you can choke at the wave spam, quotes, because it's not really spam, or that last few clicks like some big YouTubers did.
It's winnable.
Alright, so with all of that out of the way, it is time to give my final thoughts on Dash, the 20-second main level. Does it execute introducing the features well? Mostly all of the parts? Yes, but there are some pretty hated by the people, like the Dash spider. Is it a good addition to the main levels? Very much so. So in my opinion, I'd give this level a like and subscribe out of 10. Yes sir! That was cringy as hell. Well, I'm sorry.